Any more problems?
Man, that was weird, huh?
Yeah, I can hear that.
What was that all about?
I have no idea.
Hello?
I'm glad I didn't have to use these stupid headphones anyways.
Oh, yeah, those ones, you could hear a lot of noise when you plug those in.
Yeah, I don't like those. I don't like noise.
It was kind of strange.
I feel like you can legit find anything on Wish.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
There we go. No, we're good now.
Awesome. Hello? Hello, everybody. It's Johnny Beane. It's 10:12 a.m., September 16th, 2019. Welcome to Music Monday. Rob
Music
Johnson.
Monday.
Rob Johnson's here.
In the house.
In the house. Let us know in the chat if you guys can see us. Sean Austin. Welcome, everybody.
What's up?
What's up? What's up? This is a new segment I call Music Monday. I think I'll be live every Monday morning, talking about
Music Monday.
Talking about music, talking about recent current events.
Are you talking about Music Man's on Monday?
Music can be. Sure. Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm sure we will. We can also talk about this. We can also talk about this.
Oh, what happened, man? Are you okay?
Oh, it's awful. Hurts. Skin ripped right off, and lo and behold, I'm striped underneath.
Oh man,
Eddie would be proud.
You should get the one like you take it. It's like ripping open, and it shows your heart, and it's like striped.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
You know, or it says 5150 or something.
Yeah, my heart says 5150.
That's cool.
Layla's Guitar Daddy, what's going on?
Hey, Layla's, welcome. So yeah, before I forget, you guys, subscribe to the channel. You know, join the notification squad. Click the notification bell.
Hey, Clayton James Hicks just jumped in and said exactly what I was hoping he was going to say, and that is today is Music Man Monday. Yes, it is, Clayton. Hello.
That's right. That's right, Clayton. Shout out, Clayton James Hicks, 1998 Hicks. Today
Clayton
is
James Hicks.
Day. Yes. Welcome, Clayton.
James Hicks.
Music Man Monday. Music
We
Monday.
can also, yeah, we can also talk about these two. Kramer. It can be Kramer Monday. Kramer.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, we love our Kramers.
Jimmy Carr's here. Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr, welcome, man. Welcome, you guys. So yeah, welcome to Music Monday. And really quickly, well, we can talk more about this. But rest in peace, Ric Ocasek from the Cars.
Yes.
You saw that?
Yeah. That's crazy. Too bad. Losing a lot of good people.
Oh man, it's Eddie Money.
Yeah,
Eddie Money,
another one.
And then
I know.
Ric Ocasek, and it's they say those things they run in threes.
Yeah.
I know,
so. It's true. They do. Yeah. Well, hopefully Eddie Money got one ticket to paradise at least. You know.
Speaking of Eddie Money, actually, I was sitting here last night watching a bunch of Eddie Money videos.
Yeah.
A lot of the there's this live show, him in San Francisco, 1982, and it's a pro shot show. I looked up the venue.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize the venue's name, but it looked like the venue might have been turned into like a movie theater now. There might be a movie theater in San Francisco that used to be this live venue. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, I was watching some of that last night, and he had some hit songs, man.
Oh, he did. He did. Eddie Money had some really good ones. It's funny. I never really paid much attention to his catalog up. I mean, in the 80s, it was always, 2 Tickets to Paradise. That was always the big Eddie Money song, and everybody knew that one. But about maybe, 10 or 12 years ago, I finally started listening to the rest of his catalog, and I was like, wow, this guy's got some good tunes. Really does. Awesome songs.
And he has a song called I think I'm in love. Is that it?
I think I'm in love.
That one?
Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's a great song. That's another big one. Yeah.
Yeah. Years ago, years and years. Well, okay, 1992 is when this was. When I first moved to California, I was going to Richmond High, the same high school that Jason Becker went to, actually. Although that was years before I was there. But anyway, there was a guy that had a recording studio there, and he was teaching recording. Like, this is way back before Pro Tools, before any of this digital stuff, when he actually had, reel-to-reel tapes and stuff. But anyway, this guy, he was actually one of the songwriters on that song, the Eddie Money song. I think I'm in love.
Really?
And yeah. So I got to hang out with him and hear some stories. And I remember I was talking to him. We were outside the studio one day, and he was asking me, he's like, "Who do you like? Who are your favorites?" And I'm like Van Halen. And he's like, "Right on, man." He's like, he's like, "Those are my boys," is what he said.
Yeah.
I remember.
That's so cool.
I remember. And but yeah. He was his name was Randy, and he was working with Tom Fogerty from CCR. There was another Fogerty, not John Fogerty, but his brother Tom.
Right.
And they were in a band. I think it was called Oda, I think. But anyway,
this was back in the 80s.
This was back
in the 80s,
the 70s. This was back in the 70s, early 80s, and then in 81, 82, he ended up co-writing "I Think I'm in Love" with Eddie Money.
Oh, that's really cool.
And yeah,
that's awesome. Because you're out in California, so I mean, and if you've been out there since 1992, you said you've been out there since 92 is when you moved from Arizona.
Well, Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, you or Nebraska. Okay,
I went from Arizona.
You lived in Phoenix, though.
Yeah. I went from Arizona to Nebraska to here.
Oh, okay. I guess I had it backwards. But I mean, you have like a lot of opportunities to have exposure to those kind of people because they're right in your backyard, basically. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for years, man. For years. That's why it's cool doing these shows and talking about this stuff, because I've got so many stories like that I've never nobody knows, Oh, there's Howie.
Yeah.
There's Howie. You guys might see Ned.
I saw Ned.
You saw Ned?
I saw Ned. Come here. Oh, actually, here's Barney. Come here, Barney. Come here. Come here. No, wait, turn around. Okay, here's Barney. He's all excited because the Patriots won yesterday.
Oh, cool. Hey, Barney.
Yeah. He hears you. Yeah. So here's a 1984. Speaking of the 80s.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, this is one of my we can talk about that guitar after. I think we already did one time, but I have a lot of guitar stuff to talk about. A lot of cool stuff that's changed and upgraded and new stuff coming. But before we get into that, that was too bad about Eddie Money, though. It really was. And kind of a freak thing, too, right? I mean, it was very unplanned.
Well, he had cancer.
Yeah. Right.
He had cancer. And so I think that's what happened. That's what happened. But Ric Ocasek, they said he died from natural causes. His wife, were they still together? The model. Remember the model from that Tom Selleck movie from the 80s?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I know who you're talking about. That's horrible. I'm losing. I know exactly what you're talking about.
The VHS cover was Tom Selleck, and he was next to this model, this girl. That was Ric Ocasek's wife.
Really?
Yeah, apparently she found him. This was yesterday. This was in New York. She found him. It was like early afternoon, I think.
Yeah.
But they're saying it was natural causes. Oh, they were separated last year, Jimmy says. Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr.
But yeah, Ric Ocasek, though, that's another one, man. I mean, the cars, especially You know, 1980, was it in 84? Well, you got the 84 guitar, you know, 84. Was it Heartbeat City? Was that the album? Heartbeat City? Yeah, that's on Magic.
It sounds familiar.
Remember Magic with him walking across the swimming pool?
Yep. I
Remember
do.
that one?
I do.
And the video where he's like the fly flying around. You Might Think was another one. A lot of great songs by those guys, you know.
Yeah, there were. There are definitely some awesome songs. And you look back, and when something like this happens, it makes you kind of want to revisit those and listen to them again. I'll have to check that out again. I'll have to go back and listen to some of the catalog. I'd like to do that. I love that kind of music too. It's funny how like one or two big songs, you know, seems to stick with a band, you know, and then a lot of the other songs, they don't get forgotten about, but they just don't get the playtime. It's like Van Halen. I mean, on the radio, I mean, you hear Jump all the time, you know, Panama, Hot for Teacher. And when it gets to like the, and then sometimes like Running with the Devil or You Really Got Me. Dancing in the Streets is a big one they play a lot around here. I don't know how it is out there. But like on the classic rock, you know, when they rip into Van Halen, I mean, you don't hear songs like 5150 or Summer Nights or Good Enough or, you know, anything like that. But I mean, sometimes they'll play those songs from the Roth era. They'll play Dreams. Sometimes they'll play Right Now. Another big one is they'll play When It's Love, Finish What You Started, you know, but you don't really hear any of the real fan cuts, you know, like Seven Seal or Don't Tell Me or Summer Nights, you know, like AFU, a lot of those songs, Cabo Wabo, and even the Roth stuff, like songs like Secrets is favorite of mine. I love that song, you know. You don't hear us quite, but it's kind of funny. They seem to play a lot more of the Roth era stuff than they do the Hagar stuff as far as the deeper cuts are concerned. You know what I mean? But
well, I don't know if radio takes I don't know if they really take requests anymore. I don't when's the last time anybody's called up a radio station to ask for a song? When's the last time anybody's done that?
Yeah. I mean, everything's like streamed now, and a lot of the radio hosts, they're not even at a radio station. Sometimes they're sitting at home with their computer. A lot of times, you know, it's totally different than it used to be.
Well, the talk radio, a lot of talk radio stuff. Some of those people, like, remember Dr. Laura? You ever listen to Dr. Laura? You know who that is?
No, I don't think so. Maybe
Laura. She was like relationship.
Is that like Dr. Phil?
Radio.
Is that Dr. Phil?
Sort
Dr.
of.
Phil.
Sort of. Anyway, I met Dr. Laura. I went to a book signing of hers in Walnut Creek years ago. But anyway, I know. I think her last. Actually, I think she left radio. She ended up leaving. She ended up getting banned or leaving radio or something. But anyway, she had. I think she does a show from her house now.
Oh, nice.
You know, and I mean, look at this. We're both sitting here in our houses. And,
yeah, exactly.
You know, this goes up as a podcast. You can't tell the difference. You
no.
know? I mean, you would think we're sitting.
And well, I finally got a microphone, so at least from my end, I sound good now. It only took me like 6 years, you know.
I
know, it wasn't 6 years; it's more like 4. But
well,
at least everybody can hear me now, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, and when you're doing this stuff,
I tried all the cheap stuff.
No, when you're doing this stuff, you need quality. You need at least quality audio, if anything. You know, the video.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, on YouTube, you know, the video can be a little weird. I mean, it will be a little weird anyway. You know, we've got a duck sitting up, you know, in the corner or whatever, you know. But yeah, as far as audio has to be great. You know,
the best thing about your place is I love the toaster oven in the background. You can't really see it very well today, but usually you can get I always love that toaster oven.
The toaster, yeah. We don't have a microwave. When we moved in here, we plugged in the microwave and it blew the power. You know, we couldn't. So there's no microwave here. I haven't had a microwave in 4.5 years.
I don't even use my microwave that much, anyways. Really, you know.
Nah.
Toaster oven makes the food taste better, anyways, because it makes it more like crispy. You know, it doesn't make it rubbery like a microwave does.
Uh-huh.
Pooh Ninja, what's going on?
Hey, Pooh Ninja, welcome, dude. Good
Jimmy
morning, everybody.
Biter.
Jimmy
Is that
Biter's
Jimmy
here.
Bit? Is that Jimmy Bitter or
Jimmy
Biter?
Bitter?
Like, did he bite her or did he?
Jimmy Bitter. I've always said Jimmy Biter. Janice.
What's up, Jimmy? How you doing, man? Janice, what's happening? So, what do you got in the background there, Johnny? That's your Wolfgang, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Wolfgang. Yeah, that's a Wolfgang. Wolfgang's Chinese Wolfgang special body, and then Wolfgang standard neck. That was a gift from David Nesdahl. And yeah, this guitar, it will be functional, hopefully by next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I finally found a place that has a drill press, because that's all it needs. You know, I ended up buying. You know, if you guys don't know the story with this guitar, Dan Halen. Hey, Mr. BHB, is that Bruce? Welcome, dude. Oh, Janice says she's going to see you on November 3rd.
Oh, Janice.
Okay,
actually, it is. And I just saw November 3rd, and I didn't know if she was talking to you, Johnny, or me, but now it kind of rings a bell. I mean, I know who you are, Janice, but I didn't realize you were kind of in this area. Yeah. What Janice is referring to.
Are you going to be out here?
I wish I was out in California again. I haven't been out in California since January. I want to get back out there, but I'll be out this next January again. But what she's referring to is the EVH Con. EVH Con! Is that what we say? It's coming up. Con! The wrath of EVH Con. Star Trek. It's a great time. Joe Suma at Greenwich Music in Greenwich, Connecticut. Has been hosting the EVH Eddie Van Halen conventions now for I don't know how many years, and I've been going for the last few years, and it's great. I mean, just some awesome people show up. Nesdahl goes. Usually, I go. Scott Smith goes. Mark Kazansky usually makes it up from Florida. I was actually just chatting with Mark the other day, and I asked him if he was going to be there. He's going to try. He wasn't sure, but Mark usually tries to make it there. Craig's there. Pete's there.
I think who else? Last year, everybody was there.
Everybody was there. Much. I mean, we get a bunch of the people from Pete Pizzo's there, the drummer from the awesome VH tribute band Bottoms Up. He always goes. We get some of the folks from Van Hagar, the tribute band. They go, and it's awesome. Adam Reaver's always there. Adam goes, and he's working on people's guitars and stuff, and so it's just I mean, Jimmy Carr goes. Jimmy's always there. It's nice seeing him. Yeah, there's just a bunch of really cool people that go. So Janice, that'll be awesome. Can't wait to see you there. Yeah, it is. It's November 3rd. It's usually the last weekend in October. Johnny and I were just talking about this, but for some reason they pushed it one more weekend ahead, which is fine. It's a great time. So I'll be bringing some new guitars. I got a whole bunch of new stuff that's is coming, and so it's a good time. There's a lot of great music. Guys get up and they jam and they play. And last year, Joe Suma played Secrets on my yellow double neck. My Kramer double neck replica, which is really cool.
A lot of those guys sent me footage from that. So actually, I've got a bunch of that footage on the channel here. Search VH Con or Van Halen Con or on the channel. Actually, I'll put there'll be a card right above Rob, kind of where that duck is. There'll be some cards right there. Maybe there's a playlist on the channel. If there's not, I'll create a playlist for all the VHCon footage on the channel here, so you guys can check out and see what it's like. And Nick Thompson, hey man, welcome.
Hey, what's up, Nick? How you doing, man?
Welcome, dude.
Good to see you.
Yeah,
Mr. BHR, what's going on?
Yeah. So anyway, as far as the VHCon, the previous ones.
Previous.
I'll make a playlist and put it right above where that duck is, wherever that is. I think it's over there.
Whack. Whack.
That's the penguin.
Well, that's a horse. Sorry. Wait, here's an elephant. I can do it. I can't do it with the headphones on. I can't hear myself.
Oh. Whoa.
I don't know if you guys can hear that. I don't know if you can hear that. My little amp is way over there and its volume's really low because I don't want the guitar drowning out what we're talking about. But
no.
But yeah, it is. It's a great time. It's fun. It's a great time for folks to get together and have, and just chat, and everybody brings guitars. There was a 5150 guitar, what would you call it? Not a contest. It wasn't a contest, but there was everybody brings their 5150 guitars, and we're always looking at, who's got the most accurate replica and everything. And I remember last year when I brought mine up on the wall, Adam Reaver, who, has played and, sees the real one quite frequently, was looking at mine, and he was like, damn, this thing is just, Adam gave me a really good compliment, said my 5150 is the closest thing he's ever seen to a real one.
Whoa.
And Hubbard actually built mine. And when Hubbard was up a couple weeks ago, we were making a couple of more tweaks to it. But and another person that's actually, speaking of guitar builders, that goes to EVH Con is Nick Amendolara, who's also, like Chris Hubbard, the best of the best out there. Those two cats are just kick ass. And like I said, I've been painting these guitars for 20-something years, making these, and I still do. And I'll show some of the stuff, that Chris and I did a couple weeks ago when he was up. But, as far as Nick's concerned, this guitar is really special to me because this is my 84, and you can tell it's been upgraded. Chris did the body. I'm trying to make sure here we go. Yeah, you can see some stuff that I never knew the real one had. Ed had a bunch of duct tape jammed in the cavity. Never could figure out what that was, but it's duct tape. So kind of did that. A little bit of relicking, the overspray. This guitar really came out cool. I was really happy with this one. And again, Chris did this particular model. The right neck plate. It's got the B4186. Let's see what else. The interesting thing about this is Chris did the body and Nick did the neck. And he did all the relicking on the neck. Now, this is the replacement neck for the 1984 guitar. And what that means is this is the neck that was put on it after the 1984 tour with the black hardware. This is not the original neck that was on this guitar. So Nick did the neck. So this is a special guitar to me because it's a Chris Hubbard, Nick Amendolara combination. And the original neck that was on this guitar was this one. It was the two-starred neck. This is on it in the 1984 tour, and which is a favorite neck of mine. And Ed removed this neck after the 84 tour, and probably George Felice or somebody from Kramer painted up this body, which is considered, they call this guitar the 85 Hard Rock giveaway guitar. And it's a Kramer Beretta body. And Ed never played it live, but what he did do is he put the original 84 neck on this guitar and then donated it, him and Val, to the 85 Hard Rock. So when Chris Hubbard was up here, I repainted this myself. I just did this again, the body, because I wasn't happy with it. So I repainted this one. I'm very happy how it came out. The back is a little bit of a mystery because we don't know what the back looked like, or most of us don't, because this guitar, I believe, is in what, Italy, Johnny? The real one's in Italy? The 85 Hard Rock now?
Might be in Rome, maybe, yeah.
Okay, maybe it's Rome. So what we basically did, or what I did, is I just kind of followed, since it didn't have a border around the side, it's got that hot for teacher, deal. It's not like this one, it has the border around it.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Howie has to go out. I'll be right back.
Okay. It doesn't have a border on it, so what basically, I guess the easiest thing to do, and I would just assume that you just follow the stripes around. So this is probably what the guitar looked like. The black stripes are kind of a, you take a you take a stab at it. You just kind of say, well, Ed normally did this, or this is normally how they did it. And you just kind of go off of whatever pictures. I had great pictures of the front, but I did not have, obviously, like I said, any pictures of the back. So but this came out great. And while I was doing that, Chris Hubbard was redoing my Kramer ad guitar. And I know this is one of Jimmy Carr's favorites. And Jimmy, what do you see this guitar now? It's even better than the last one. I wasn't happy with the last paint job. So Hubbard redid this one, and it came out even better. Nailed the seagulls this time. And yeah, so this is the Kramer ad guitar. And it's got the oversized, body horns. And got the gold crown head Gatto tuners on it. And again, not a lot of pictures of the back, but there are a couple floating around. And one of the other reasons I wanted to redo this body was there was a couple of mistakes that were made. These black stripes right here, the way they wrapped around, I had them wrong. And this is how they're supposed to look, believe it or not. And it might not be 100%, but this is as close as we could get to what we think the back actually looks like based off of the pictures that we have. And of course, #1 Edward Van Halen model. But so Hubbard was redoing this one while I was redoing the 85 hard rock guitar. And it was pretty fun. I had a great time. So those were just two of the guitars that we were kind of tweaking and having fun with when he was up here a couple of weeks ago. I did a show on my channel. Hubbard and I did. I think it was the day before we went to the Met to look at the Frankenstein. And we were both a little bit intoxicated that afternoon because we were just hanging around painting guitars. But what do we got in the chat here? Let's see. Joe, Rob off today? Yes, I am. Today's a day off. I don't have to work. I didn't have any police details, and I got to work tomorrow, but off today. So Johnny and I figured we would just do a show, kind of hang out, chat a little bit, see what's going on. What's a good copy run someone on average? Joey, what do you mean copy? What are you talking about? What kind of copy? Are you talking about a specific guitar, or are you talking about something different? Thank you very much, by the way, Mr. BHR. Hey, Mr. BHR, what's up? Freeze, put up your hand. Yeah, it's fun. It is nice having a day off. So just, just sitting around jamming a little bit today, You got to play good enough on the 84 guitar. So anyways, just call me Bruce. You got it. What's new with guitars for you, Rob? Well, I guess we can spend some time talking about that. What's not new for guitars? Let's see, where are we going to go? Well, I guess if you jump back a little bit, this guitar I had redone, like I said, maybe 4 months ago or whatever. So this was a newer one. You guys have seen most of the other stuff. The Music Man's, obviously, you saw my new Amber Music Man. Jimmy was asking what's new with guitars, so just giving him a little bit of a rundown. One thing that I did do somewhat recently is on my Sustainer guitar, on my PV Wolfgang, which I've had for a while. The Sustainer that was in it was a humbucking Fernandez Sustainer, which was great, and it played great, but it wasn't exactly accurate to the one that Ed used. Ed used a single coil, and I found a single coil about a year ago, but it had the pole pieces in it, so it didn't really look the part. And I mean, most people would have been like, so what, it's fine, and most people wouldn't even change out the humbucker. But me being that kind of geeky kind of person that I am, I wanted it to be as accurate as possible. So it took me a while to find one, but I finally found one, and thanks to Chris Hubbard, he found it. This is the exact single coil. I call it it's called something different. It's the FR 101, I think it is, but I call it the rail model. And the reason I do that is because it doesn't have pole pieces, it has rails on it. So I put that in. It took a little bit of doing to get the old one out, because you got to remember the Fernandez sustainers. I'm not going to pull everything off. It's got a battery box here because it runs off of a 9-volt battery. Eddie's, I believe, was 18 volts. You don't need that, but that just gave him a little bit more power, a little bit more, whatever. Mine's only a 9-volt. Most people that do these only do the 9-volt too. And then this had an extra routing. Well, there's a complete board in here. And in the board, you have all these tiny little, Johnny knows, I'm sure he's seen it. You have all these tiny little wires and clips and knobs and things and little trim tabs that you can adjust for the intensity levels. It's really, really crazy. Luckily, I have a guy right across the street that's a luthier that understands the sustainers. Well, anyways, I pulled the old one out, and getting all the wires and the clips to come out of the cavity that was routed through, between the two pickups. Oh, it was a nightmare. It took me forever. But I was able to install this, and I did that with the foam like Eddie did. And it plays great. It's awesome. Got the 2 switches and everything. And so that's something new. My 918V should be done pretty soon. I'm waiting on the neck to come in from Butala. Chad Wall had my old 918V. Some of you guys that see my show will know about it. I'm not going to go through every single guitar because it'll take forever. But there's a lot of changes.
Are there any new ones? Do you have any new ones?
Well, here's yeah. So as far as new ones coming up,
hey Bruce,
here is something that will be
again. Hello again.
Oh, let's see what Bruce has got. Yeah, he says call him Bruce. So here's something that will be coming up soon, within the next couple of weeks, and you'll notice here this is a striped Ernie Ball Music Man neck. I did the headstock myself. I painted it. This is a Chris Locke Music Man neck. It's amazing. He did an awesome job. Tons of bird's eye. I put EVH, tuners in the back because really who cares? But it's got tons of bird's eye, and it's got the right Music Man wheel and everything. So Chris Hubbard is doing the body for me right now. And I want to give a big shout out to Dave Lucy. Dave Lucy set us up with Chris and I both with a Ernie Ball Music Man Axis body. 2 of them. He sent 2 of them. And Hubs filled in the holes because the Axis bodies have the knob and the toggle switch in the wrong place. For the Eddie models, it's back down towards the volume knob. So Chris filled that in, moved it, rerouted it, routed everything out, and he's building his own purple sustainer guitar like Eddie had back in '95, and he's painting mine a striped Music Man like the runaround guitar. So that will be coming next. That's that should be, this guitar should be completed probably within the next month or so. I'll be getting the body next week, but then I just gotta, I gotta find the Floyd, I gotta get the pickups and everything. But so that's a new project, and the only other one that I'll tell you about, I'm gonna keep a couple of these a surprise because there's some really cool stuff coming, and I don't want to completely blow my load in one shot here because I want to keep you guys interested. But maybe it's a bad choice of words. But the other thing I will tell you that is coming. Oh, I did get a new Telecaster too. That's my new Tele, and it's over there. It's not a chip. What's the term for you use Gibson or Fibson for Gibson? What's the term for Fender? Fibson. Okay, Fibson. Yeah. I'll show you that guy's that guitar, but you guys, that is a great guitar.
Fake, sir.
So
maybe. Uh-oh. Uh-huh. Huh? Gender. Hey, Kenny Dave. Is Rob frozen? Is Rob frozen or am I frozen? I don't know. I can't tell. We lost him. I'm still here though, right? Okay. I don't know, man. Chinacaster. That's a good one. Rob, if you can hear me, come back. There we go. I think what happened was he showed us a Telecaster and it wasn't striped and the internet couldn't handle it. You know? Rob playing a normal guitar? Wait a minute. That's not right. Here, let me text him real quick. Let's see. Hey, come back. Oh, there you are. All right, here we go again. Rob, hey. You're back.
I don't know what happened. I lost my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi just kicked off for some reason.
Oh my god.
But
you can hear me, right?
So I got you now, yeah. So anyways, the Megazone,
What's
the
that?
Mighty Megazone Megalodon guitar will be coming in the here we go. In the next
oh my goodness.
And so that's a guitar that I never really cared too much about, but it's a kind of a gift from Hubbs, so it's going to be kind of cool. So I'm excited about that. So the collection is definitely getting there. And the only other guitar that I'm actually waiting for to come back right now is my Steinberger. Johnny, I think, knows about it, but some of you guys that watch Johnny's channel that maybe didn't catch mine. Jeff Babbitts, who worked on Eddie Van Halen's original Steinberger GL2T, the Summer Nights Get Up guitar. He has my guitar. Yeah, he works for Don Greenwald at Headless Guitars, and he's doing a complete rebuild of my GL2T. He's actually he's doing the complete rebuild of the trans trim, the zero fret mod. Complete refret, everything. And when we get offline, Johnny, I have something else to tell you about that I'm not going to say online about that guitar. But really interesting, really cool stuff. So that should be coming back. And when I get my GL2T back, it's going to basically be like a brand spanking new guitar because everything's getting rebuilt on it. He's had it for the last 2.5 months. So should be able to pick it up next week. So that'd be pretty cool.
That's cool.
And some other stuff coming too, but the only other addition would be this. My 5150 tattoo.
Oh wow,
and yes,
look at that.
And yes, it did hurt. So I wanted something to look like someone ripped my skin off my arm and then I'm striped underneath. So I don't know how to turn my arm. Hold on. So there we go. Yeah, so it came out pretty cool.
Oh my goodness. Do you ever wake up in the morning and happen to look at that and just like freak out? Like something happened? Like you forget.
Yeah, actually I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened?
You're in the shower and you look down, you're like, ah!
Yeah. I went to
I'm talking about the arm though.
Wow, what happened? No, when I'm in the shower, I always surprise myself with that, but no, joke. It's funny because I was the other night before last, I went out to this. You guys know what Buffalo Wild Wings is, right? You guys know Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
not last NAMM, previous NAMM when Michael Smith was out. When Michael Smith was driving me around in his convertible. You guys remember that? We tried going to a Wild Wings place in Anaheim, and it was too full. So we ended up going to In-N-Out, and that was his first time going to In-N-Out Burger. And we had to go inside. We had to go inside the restaurant because I'm not lying, you guys. The drive-through, we counted the cars at this In-N-Out in Anaheim. There was 50 cars in the drive-through line. 50. We counted. We couldn't believe it.
I just get my ass out and walk in and get it,
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's always, you don't want to get caught sitting there in McDonald's, but In-N-Out, it's that's actually a badge of honor if you go inside there and In-N-Out's cool, you
Yeah.
guys. If none of you guys have ever had In-N-Out, you gotta. If you're ever in California or Texas, I think they're in Texas now. Gotta check them out.
Yeah. Well, they're good. We have them around here, but we also have it's kind of like, well, I wouldn't say that. It's a smaller version of Buffalo Wild Wings. It's called Hanger, like the air hanger or whatever. And they have like Buffalo
Hanger?
Wild Wings. It's Hanger. Yeah. It's
Hey, Jimmy.
it's amazing.
Hey, Upside
Dr.
Down.
Jimmy, what's up? What's up?
Ken Codor.
He says he loves In-N-Out.
Oh, In-N-Out.
And so does
In-N-Out's
Bruce
the
likes
best,
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out's
it
the
is.
best. In-N-Out's the best. Five Guys is Five Guys is good. Five Guys burgers. I'm not a huge fan of the fries, even though they give you tons of them. Five Guys is good, especially with the jalapenos. You know, those are awesome. But yeah, you guys can't beat In-N-Out. You know, I've got I think I've got one about half an hour away from me in Salinas, California.
I like In-N-Out first thing in the morning.
Oh my God.
I don't like Five Guys first thing in the morning, but I like In-N-Out first thing.
What if you got the In-N-Out burger? What if you got the In-N-Out burger in the Five Guys fries in the morning?
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
You don't want to repeat that.
That would sound good. So anyways, I'm sitting at Hangar the other night having a beer, and I ordered some wings and whatever. And this guy sitting next to me, and he's looking at me. Of course, I'm sitting like this, right? So my arm's on the table, and I had it covered up for a day or so because it was just so painful. This is about a week old now, so it's peeled and everything. It's starting to pretty much heal. So it was in pretty good shape. So I said, all right, let it air out a little bit. So this guy is sitting right next to me, and he's staring at me. You can tell he's like looking at it, and he's looking at me. And then
he's eating.
Yeah, right. So when he first looked at it, you could tell he was like, because he's probably maybe 4 or 5 feet away. You could tell he was just like, damn, that he thought I had a wound, like some nasty, freaking disgusting wound, whatever.
Oh, because
then he looks a little closer.
You could see like the edges of
it.
When you're,
yeah, I mean, when you're way over here or whatever.
The edges of that, it does look like kind of nasty. The edges, because it's like you're.
Yeah, and I was turned this way, and it looked like I had blood coming. I mean, you could tell the guy was looking at me like, this guy's a freaking like safety hazard. Call the board of health or what, And then you could just tell he looked and something clicked, and he started to smile. And he comes over and he goes, "Dude, that tattoo is, effing amazing." He's like, "That is holy crap." He was, and then he calls his wife over. And she's like, I don't know if they were big Van Halen fans. I mean, I didn't really talk with them too much, but he's like, "Whoa, that is so cool." And he's like, I guess that, honestly, I've wanted a Van Halen tattoo for a long time, a very, very, very long time. And I almost got one a year ago, the VH, kind of like what Jimmy Carr has. And I was going to do the circle, like the Sammy Hagar era VH. And I was like, yeah, it's cool. A lot of people do that. But I mean, I got my martial arts stuff. I have my Patriot stuff, my kids, and I have a Bible scripture on the back of my neck and everything. But I've never quite known what to do with the Van Halen thing, but I knew I always wanted one. And I was going to do a striped guitar, but I didn't really know. I don't know. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted it. But I remember about 7 years ago, I saw a tattoo just like this, minus the 5150. It was just like this. I have a picture of it on my phone. It was just like this. I don't know how big it was. I would imagine it was about the same size, but I saw a picture of a guy had on the back of his calf. And I remember seeing it going, whoa, that is badass. That is so cool. And it kind of always stuck in my brain, and I, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, actually, I said, all right, I'm going to do it. So a good friend of mine is a tattoo artist, and he's done most of my tattoos. He's amazing. Johnny Chapin. He runs a tattoo shop called Smoking Irons Tattoo. And so I called him and I said, "Hey, dude, this is what I want." And I was going to do it on my left arm, but I I said, I already have stuff on my right arm. I'll just do it on that arm. And I kind of wanted it somewhat in the back, and I certainly wanted it where I could cover it up, business-wise if I have to wear, a suit for a meeting or something, obviously.
Mhm.
But I wanted it to be, I didn't want to have it somewhere where people can't see it. I mean, if you have it on the back of your leg, I mean, yeah, it's cool in the summertime when you wear shorts, but if you're wearing pants, it's, So I hemmed and hawed, and I went up and down, and finally I said, I'm going to do it here. I want it here. And I chose this kind of part of my arm, kind of on the side and the back, and I mapped out the size and everything, and I'm happy with it. I like it. I think it came out really cool, and got to live with it now. So, so on Instagram, Janie Van Halen even made a comment. She wrote something like, "Cool, that's awesome," So I thought that was kind of neat.
You're on your tattoo?
On my tattoo, yeah, she'd commented that was really cool. I said, "Oh, that's cool, thank you." And Bruce says, "Rob, that is a tight tattoo." Did you tase him? Thrashmail says. Michael Collins, that's a good one after watching Dave's repair video on Chinese guitars. Please stop buying firewood. Oh, speaking of that.
Speaking of firewood?
Yeah.
Well, hey,
show you guys this Telecaster.
That's a Chinese body, and it's a great guitar. The Chinese Wolfgangs are great.
Guys, I got to tell you,
look at that.
This guitar just came in the other day. $219 shipped. It's a Telecaster, all right, obviously.
Wow.
And I'm
that's
telling
a $19
you guys,
guitar.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I'm telling you guys, they freaking, it's amazing. It plays amazing. It feels amazing. These guys are getting damn good at this. I came in $219 shipped, and the action was really high when I first got it. So I brought it to my guitar tech, and I said, I didn't even tell him what it was. I said, I picked up a new Tele, and I said, I just needed an adjustment to be made on it. And he's like, okay. And he's like, oh, that's a nice Telecaster. And he's looking at it and everything. And he goes, wow, is this brand new? Where'd you get it? And basically, I finally told him, I'm like, it's a Chinese copy. And he goes, are you freaking kidding me? And then he looked, he goes, yeah, he goes, I can tell. He plugged it in. I mean, it sounds great, but you can tell the pickups aren't, they could use an upgrade, which I will do. The tuners are awesome. It needs a new nut. Well, it doesn't need it, but I mean, I'll probably put like a bone nut in because that's just a cheap piece of plastic. But everything else is tight on this guitar. The electronics probably could use to be changed, but it's a good piece of wood. It weighs exactly the same as a real one. Now, $219.
As a real piece of
wood? Why? But seriously, why the hell not? Why would I go out and spend, I wanted a guitar in a Tele style, and I got one, and you take a chance on those guitars. And if you watch Steve from Boston, he does a lot of shows on these Chinese copies. He's done a lot of them. And my Gibson is, I got lucky on that one. That's a great guitar. So what I'll probably do is switch out the nut and the pickups and the hardware. And this is going to be a great guitar. I mean, it plays amazing. I love it. It was a great purchase for $219. Like them or not, I mean, they are getting good. They really are. They're getting good at that. Took like 6 months to get it, but
wow.
So what about you, Johnny?
Hey, Craig. Craig's in here. He says he has a blue flake waiting for you.
Yes. Oh gosh, I knew he was going to make me pull another guitar out. So Craig is going to be redoing this guitar. Craig is going to be redoing this baby here. And as soon as I get the call to go pick up my Steinberger, I know he made it green, and I made it blue. Now he's going to have to make it blue again, but it's going to be just like this color, except it's going to have the metallic flake on it. So I'm really pumped for that.
Cool.
Yeah. This is a great guitar too.
That was
It's a Kramer,
Nesdal Kramer, right?
Yep, this was
was
Nesdal's Kramer.
That was one of those candy apple red Pacers, right? Originally,
Nesdal called me 2 years ago and wanted me to turn it into a multi-tape guitar. So I did. I painted it purple, taped it all up, came out great. And then like 2 months later, Nesdal says he doesn't want it anymore. So he had Craig turn it into this, which was a good decision. And I don't blame him because the multi-tape guitars, I have one up there, but it's not really my favorite, so to speak. But yeah, it's a great guitar. It really is. So it's going to be blue. Yep, it's going to be blue. Those are real Godo crown heads in gold. Very, very, very hard to find tuners. Took me a long time to find those. And it is a Strat lawsuit headstock, but it's not real. It's not a real Kramer. It's a Music Craft, but it's Nick did the Nick Amendola, the kid, did the logo on it, and he did an amazing job. You can't even tell. I mean, it's awesome. This guitar plays and sings. Yeah, it's a great guitar. So it's going to be pretty cool to have Craig, do his magic to it, because this is one of my main players. All original gold hardware, original gold Floyd Rose, D-Tuna. The reason I have a black bar on here is because I wanted to make it look kind of Rockinger-ish, like Ed's. And because I don't have my Rockinger Kramer anymore, I ended up getting rid of that, but the Rockingers had a black bar on them, so I thought it would kind of give a good little taste of style to it. So kind of neat.
That's cool. Hey, Tony. Very cool. Tony, I've been using your guitar picks, man. Fruitcake Tony sent me some of his picks.
Oh, nice.
The other day, and I've been using his pick. He keeps getting to try me to eat it. He keeps getting to tell me to eat it because he says it's mango flavored, but
well, Fruitcake Tony he's the guy that sent us these, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Awesome, man.
There you go.
He's an awesome dude. Yeah.
You can say thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, bro, for these. They're awesome. I love them. Really, really, really cool. They're right on my display wall there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we got for questions here?
Stan Adams is asking where you got the telly.
This telly is I just went through it. It's a Chinese copy. Came from like Taiwan or something, and it $219 shipped.
Is Taiwan? Is that in China?
Oh, I don't know. It's somewhere out there.
The Chinese copy from Taiwan.
Yeah. I don't remember because it took forever to get here.
Is it Taiwan Telly Tuesday?
Taiwan Telly Tuesday, yeah. But these guitars, you take a chance on them when you get them because some of them are just absolute junk, crap.
What do you mean some of them?
They have. Yeah, I know. I got lucky on this one. I'll tell you, I really like it.
As long as you dig it. It was only. It's a 200.
219 bucks.
Yeah, as long as you dig it. But yeah.
Fibsons. I don't know. It's like a Fibson, yeah.
I think Fibson's more real than that, though. But
yeah. Fruitcake Tony says, "My pleasure, bro."
Yeah.
Okay. Thoughts on using a Fender name?
Yeah, because it's totally illegal what they're doing. You're putting that name
absolutely.
on there, on the front and the back. Yeah. And actually, you know what happens? You're pretty lucky you got that because what happens at customs is they open them up,
take them,
and they destroy them.
Exactly right. I didn't even think I was even going to take them or get it.
But they're like, this is going to Rob Johnson. He's kind of like Chuck Norris, and so we better not mess with him. That's probably what happened.
Speaking of that joke, here's my favorite. Johnny, put me on. This is a Chuck Norris joke. These are so cool. This one made me laugh so much. I saw this. My friend sent me this. Where is it? Okay, there we go. It's Liam Neeson. I will find you. And what? My apologies. I've dialed the wrong number. From Taken. I will find you. And what? My apologies. I've dialed the wrong number. All right, we got a better one. Here's another good one. Look at this. Last time Chuck Norris went to a women's lib rally, he came out with his shirt ironed and a plate of sandwiches.
Oh my gosh.
When Chuck Norris was born, he drove his mom home from the hospital. Oh gosh. Oh hey, here's me. Here's me.
I went to go see my psychiatrist today.
Oh.
He said, you're going crazy. I said, I want a second opinion. He goes, okay, you're ugly too.
Oh my gosh. That's you without glasses, huh?
Yeah, exactly. No glasses.
Yeah.
I thought that was great though. The best one is the Liam Neeson one. I will find you and what? My apologies, I dialed the wrong number. That is just classic. That's classic. I love it.
That's probably the best one. That's probably the best one.
Yeah. I know. Did you see the one on Facebook the other day, Johnny? It's got two freeways, and it's got one car going south and a million cars going north, and it says Chuck Norris is taking his vacation in Florida, and everybody's going north.
Oh no.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Where did the chat go? Oh, here we go. Oh, goodness gracious. Fruitcake Tony says, as much as we put guitar picks in our mouths, they might as well have a flavor, right?
Is there really a flavor to those, Tony? Is there really a flavor to that pick? Maybe I'll have somebody else do it. I'm not going to taste it, but maybe I'll take it with me to the studio today, and maybe if someone else will do it. Thank you again, though, man. Fruitcake Tony, guitar pick.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of guitar picks, here's something Johnny will recognize. Johnny Beane guitar pick, johnnybeane.com.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks to Tony. Tony sent those to me.
Yeah.
Tony sent those. Speaking of guitar picks, yeah, I got to get some new ones made. I got to get like new ones that say Johnny Beane TV on them, because the ones that I have say johnnybeane.com. And even though that goes to my website, I say .tv more than I say .com, when I'm doing these things anyway. So I want to have new ones made, for January.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So,
are you planning on staying in the same place in January, Johnny? The reason I'm asking is we're not going to obviously say where it is online, but the reason I'm asking if you're staying in the same place is I got an email from the same folks that I stayed with my ex-girlfriend and I. We stayed in, the Airbnb there, and they want me to come back. So I was wondering if you're going to be in the same place, or around the same area, I'll probably do the same thing.
I have no idea where I'll be. None of that's dealt with yet, but
you'll be in the general. I mean, obviously, you're going to be in the general area, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Well, maybe we can work something out.
Yeah, yeah, we should.
It's the same place because I remember we weren't that far. We were like, what, 15? We were only like 15 minutes. 10 minutes?
I don't think even that. We're like just under 10 minutes apart.
It was just minutes, and then minutes away from the convention center. I remember.
Right.
We weren't that far away. Yeah, you would drop me off. I remember you dropped me off one night.
Yeah, we dropped you off one night on the way. Oh, that was the night we came back from Hollywood. We were in Hollywood that night with Caleb.
Mm-hmm. Went to the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Hard Rock.
Yeah. Saw the Neptune guitar. Hung out. Yep. That was a good night.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Oh, we did actually Johnny did a live. You went live. We were walking down Sunset Boulevard there for a little bit. Didn't you? Didn't we go live for a few minutes, or you did on your phone?
Down yeah.
Yeah, because you, me, Caleb, and myself, and the lady I was with, we came out of the Hard Rock, and then we were walking down Sunset Boulevard, and Johnny went live for a little bit. Yeah. Have you been back to L.A. or Hollywood since NAMM?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't. No. I'm thinking previous last summer. Last summer, I did a road trip to Texas. Was that last summer? Not this last summer, the one that just happened. The one before that. Did a road trip to Texas and then drove back through LA. Went to Phoenix.
Yep.
Stopped and had lunch. Had a 2-hour lunch with Philip McKnight. Hung out with him. And then went by my old house in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been to Phoenix?
Oh yeah, I was in several times. When I used to work for the nuclear industry, we used to have to go out to Palo Verde. It was a nuclear plant out in Phoenix. You remember that Palo Verde nuclear site?
No, I was little. I was this tall when I lived in Phoenix.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I went out there for that, and then that was back in the like probably 2005, 6 maybe. I was out there, but then in 2014, I was out in Phoenix again with some friends of mine who live out there just outside of Scottsdale. Some of my friends live, so we were in Scottsdale visiting them, and that was 2014. That's the first time I had been to LA. I've been to California, San Francisco many times before that, but I'd never been to Well, I take that back. I'd been to LA only in the airport, LAX, but never really had a chance to see anything. But 2014, we actually drove. My friend and I drove from Phoenix through the desert, through Yuma. It was like a 6.5-hour drive, up on the Mexican border and everything, all the way to San Diego to visit some of my other friends who lived in Pacific Beach, and visited them for a couple of days. Then drove up to LA, spent a couple of days in LA, like I said, which was Hollywood. We actually slept at a little Fleabag hotel on Sunset Boulevard. I never forget it. It was actually pretty cool. But and then we drove back from Hollywood to Phoenix again. And that was kind of a cool drive too, because it was a different drive back. Because I think we ended up going through Palm Springs. Does that sound familiar, Johnny? Going back
Palm Springs, California. Yeah. Palm Springs is great. Palm Springs is awesome. We drove. We drove through Palms. The last time I was down in Palm Springs, I guess. Stopped at a Starbucks. There was a drive-through Starbucks, and then there were some really nice areas down there. A lot of people vacation in Palm Springs. A
lot of famous people, right? Don't a lot of famous people? They say.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, Palm Springs is cool. I remember the Mayfire when we were doing the MTV tour. Back in 2008. One of the guys that owned this recording studio in Hollywood, he invited us to stay at his place in Palm Springs for a couple days. So I remember we were staying in Palm Springs for a couple days, and I remember there was this lady next door peeking through the bushes at us because we were swimming. We were all swimming.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we hear somebody talking to us, and there was this lady in the bushes looking at us, and she was trying to get us to come over to her house. I remember seeing eyes through the bushes.
Was she attractive? Was she attractive at least?
We couldn't see her. She was in the bushes. She was literally all of you just saw eyes and you just saw peeking,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of weird. It was kind of strange.
That's so funny.
But yeah, that was Palm Springs though. Yeah, Palm Springs is cool. Bruce, you have a Mayfire guitar pick? Awesome. Yeah. Those are good times, man. Good times.
Well, I can't wait for NAMM next time. It'd be fun to go back to NAMM again this next January and see all you guys again. It's always a great time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
always fun.
That's the best part of it. That's the best part of it is seeing people and hanging out and
yep.
You know. But yeah. Speaking of Phoenix, though, you guys, if the next time any of us get to Phoenix, gonna make sure to hang out with Neanderthal, our friend who's been hanging out with us on Saturday nights. He was the one that did the one of the Roth interviews. He talked to David Lee Roth last week.
See you, Janice. Sorry, Janice just said she's got to bounce. So.
Bye, Janice.
Oh, he was doing the Roth interviews.
Yeah, our friend at Neanderthal. Yeah, he did. He was the one who did one of those interviews. Speaking of that, really quickly, let me open this up. There's information here on who one of the new guitar players are for David Lee Roth for the Vegas
Vegas deal.
Yeah, let's see. Let's open this up. Let's see. Van Halen Rising just tweeted this. School of Rock Mason. Congratulations to Chris. How do you pronounce his name? G-R-E-A. Great. Is it great? G-R-E-A-T-T-I. How do you pronounce that?
G-R-A-T-T.
G-R-E-A-T-T-I. Grady?
Grady, I think.
Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris Grady will be David Lee Roth's lead guitarist during Roth's residence. I can't read. At the House of Blues. Oh, okay. So School of Rock Mason talked about that. Van Halen Rising tweeted that just now. So congratulations to Chris Grady, it looks like. Awesome. And who's going to that? Roth in Vegas. Anybody we know? Anybody we know going? Yeah, Craig.
It'd be kind of interesting to see.
Paul's awesome, man. Paul is awesome. Next time I'm in Phoenix, definitely I'm gonna swing by and hang out with Paul. Neanderthal, our good buddy. And then I don't know. I have no clue, man.
That would be kind of cool, though, to see that Roth thing. I mean, I was just actually interested in it only because he said he was going to be doing Van Halen songs, which I thought would be kind of neat, I mean, I'm not going to go all the way to Vegas to see it, but, I mean, I thought it'd be kind of interesting. I wonder what kind of tunes they're going to be playing. When's that supposed to start, Johnny?
January.
Okay.
Actually, you can see all the tunes if you scroll in. There's the first picture they posted of David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
You pinch in, you can see all the songs. It has like the set list embedded in the picture.
Oh, really?
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll check that out. Okay.
Let me see if I still have that picture on my phone because last Monday I talked about Roth. Let's see. Do I still have it on here? Let me see.
I'll have to definitely check that out.
Here we go.
To see what.
Okay. Here. Okay. Yeah, it's this picture right here. If you look at that picture, look behind him, and look. You can see a bunch of songs.
Very cool. Look at that. I see Gigolo.
He's gonna be playing Gigolo, Panama Road,
Just a Gigolo,
Dance Night Away,
Dance Night Away,
Atomic Punk, Unchained, Mean Street. You Really Got Me.
What's that one right next to Mean Street? Is that Don't Tell Me? No.
Everybody.
Ross gonna play Don't Tell Me. Yeah, okay.
That would be weird, huh?
That'd be cool. It'd be yeah.
That's something we talked about years ago. Something that's just is not right. You know, it's like Sammy covering the Roth songs, the Roth Van Halen songs. That's normal. That's
Right.
normal. You know, we're used to him singing, you know, Jump, Panama, Unchained, you know,
Ain't talking about love.
you're
Yeah.
talking about love. But imagine Roth singing any of the Hagar songs. That's not right. You know?
Yeah, I think
Although,
that would be hard.
if they did that, I mean, that'd be weird, wouldn't it?
It would be very weird. I'm
Imagine
gonna keep my
David Lee Roth singing "When It's Love." Can you even think of, does that compute in your head at all?
I don't want to think about. I don't want to think about it. I'm gonna puke. No.
That would be weird.
It would be weird.
That would be
I could
so
see.
strange. It'd be
You know
cool,
what I
though.
could see though?
It'd be cool.
It would be cool. I could see Roth doing a song. I mean, it won't ever happen, but I mean, when it's love, you know, like Dreams, obviously, no, whatever. I mean, you know, but I could see make Summer Nights. Summer Nights you wouldn't think would be that hard for him to do. As a matter of fact, he was supposed to sing Summer Nights because, according to Eddie, you know, Edward back in the '80s, he had that music written.
The music was written. The music was written, and something
Right.
that I heard. Something that I heard. Well, maybe I shouldn't say. This is coming from Jason Becker. Jason Becker told us something a couple years ago. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I'll tell you off air. I'll tell you what he said. But
yeah, but I could see Roth doing maybe like Summer Nights, maybe. But like you said, I mean, I was a huge. I mean, I loved it when Hagar sang the Roth tunes. I actually preferred it in a lot of ways. I loved Roth's take. I mean, Hagar's take on "Ain't Talking About Love." I thought it was amazing. You know, I really liked it when he did it, and I'm not slamming. I liked it when Roth did it. You know, I liked them both. But yeah, it's kind of a far stretch to see Roth doing the Hagar songs. The only thing that I really that makes it kind of unfortunate. I mean, none of us really know what the state of the Van Halen camp is now. I mean, we can only hope that, you know, we see him again live as a band, whether it's with Roth or Hagar or whatever it is. All the songs in the Hagar catalog, you know, those are some great songs. You know, I mean, Good Enough, 5150, Summer Nights, AFU, When It's Love, Cabo Wabo, Pound Cake, Judgment Day, Dream Is Over, Seventh Seal, Amsterdam, Don't Tell Me. I mean, you know, those songs, and I'm picking some of the more deeper cuts because that's what I prefer, but some of those, and even the Right Nows and the Dreams and, you know, When It's Loves and all, I mean, even those songs, those are great songs, and it would be great to see Eddie, I'm just going to say Eddie play those songs again. You know, it would be awesome to see him hit those again. And you know, Wolfgang sits back, and Wolfgang is the one that's been the major player in the set list for the last few tours, and he's done an amazing job. I would love to know what Wolfgang's take on those songs is. Like if he's ever like, "Hey, Dad, you know, they're sitting around 5150 someday. Hey, Dad, play 5150. I want to hear you," and have Eddie rip into the, you know. I just wonder if like what his take on those pieces of the catalog are, you know. Just something to think about.
I'm sure Wolfgang loves those songs because he grew up on those songs too.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, when he was born, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, Carnal Knowledge. You know,
yeah.
316 off Carnal Knowledge is basically dedicated to him.
That's his song, right?
You know, that's his tune. And during, I didn't see the Van Halen 3 tour because I was on tour myself in Miami when I was working with Desmond Child. You know, but I remember this is back when the internet first started too. You know, 1998, 99. I remember getting VHS tapes of that tour, and I remember there was some there was at least one show where Eddie's playing that on stage and for his solo, and Wolfgang comes running out on stage, and he's a little kid.
Yep, that was Philadelphia. That was a Philadelphia show. 98, I think it was.
He would have been like 7, 7 or 8 years old,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
comes running
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, it was during Ed's solo. Yes.
And
And
then
he
of
was
course,
also on
yeah.
Balance. I mean, he was just a little kid. He was on tour with him in Balance too.
And then of course in 2004, he joined Eddie on stage for 316. He came out playing the guitar. Wolfgang would come out,
Right. Yeah, he was
So-
playing Eddie's Striped Wolfgang from the 98 tour, the Japan 98 tour.
Frank Corcoran, hey man. Dutchie, hey dude.
Dutchie, what's going on?
But yeah, I'm sure Wolfgang loves all that stuff too, because he grew up with it as well, and it's to him, it's all his dad's music.
Right, and that's the biggest thing is, I mean, you can sit here all day long and say Sammy era, Dave era, but Ed wrote the music, and those are just good songs. I mean, even hearing, I mean, just playing the stuff instrumentally, which I don't know if they would ever do, but I mean, even playing, like those kind of songs, 5150, Summer Nights, Good. I mean, all those songs, Pound Cake, those songs sound great without lyrics. It would be really cool to see those kind of songs, resurface one day.
Van Halen songs they've always held up instrumentally.
Oh yeah,
they've always held up because that's the way Eddie writes. Because you guys got to remember Eddie. From the beginning, he's a piano player. He grew up playing. As a kid, him and Alex took piano lessons when they were little kids, and then moved on to drums and the guitar. Right. So. I'm sure a lot of that stuff, Eddie, he writes on the piano, and then applies it to the guitar. Like I told you, I heard years ago, Unchained was written on the piano.
Yes. So was Hear About It Later. Hear About It Later was also.
So, when you write on the piano, and I'm starting to realize all this stuff now because I'm learning piano. All these years later, I've been playing the guitar, but I'm just now learning. I'm learning how to read and write music and piano and all that stuff.
I would love to learn piano. That's something I've always wanted to do. That's awesome. You're doing that. It's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. And I do have to I do have to be down there at some point pretty quick, but so I can totally see anybody who writes on the piano, and if that's like their first instrument, I would say, that's Eddie's, that's definitely his first instrument. He's known for the guitar, but all I'm trying to say though is if you play the piano and you write on the piano, it's the way Eddie writes. That stuff, it holds up instrumentally.
Oh yeah.
And
hey, what's up, Frank? How you doing?
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say a lot of stuff and like.
Well, do you remember? Do you remember that they didn't last very long, and it's kind of too bad because I'd love to see him surface again. Do you remember the Van Halen news desk a few years ago released some songs? I think there were some from Balance and some from Foreign Lawful, the instrumentals.
The instrumental.
And one of them was Big Fat Money. And I've never really liked that song. I mean, well, let me rephrase that. I like all Van Halen, but I've never really, I was like, never really listened to it. And it was the instrumental version of Big Fat Money. And I heard that on Van Halen News Desk, and I was like, whoa. I mean, it was just freaking rocking. It didn't even feel, it felt like hearing a new Van Halen song for the first time again. And I'm not slamming Sammy or I'm not slamming Dave, but like Johnny said a minute ago, the music stands up on its own because of how Eddie writes, and he's very melodic on piano. And I remember hearing those. I wish they'd re-release those again, without the vocals, because they sound really cool. And from a guitar player's perspective, without the vocals, loving Sandy Hagar and loving David Lee Roth and even Gary Sharon, I love the eras. But when you remove the vocals, you can really hear what's going on deep down inside the guitar. And you can hear a lot of the riffage that Ed's doing, a lot of the rhythm stuff that you can't really hear.
You hear a lot more. You hear more of the riffs. There's a lot of changes that the vocals cover up. Yeah.
Right.
I know.
And if you listen to the isolated guitar tracks, remember they released those, Johnny? All those isolated guitar tracks?
I've got them all. I've got them all.
Yeah, me too. It's just awesome when you get me. That's what I like to listen to even more so than. Well, I love the albums, of course, but like I said, when I'm trying to figure out how to play a Van Halen song, I'm not going to do it now, obviously, but I was trying to figure out how to play a piece of Dirty Movies the other day, just this one riff, and you listen to the isolated guitar track. It's so you can figure it out like that because now you see what Ed was doing, and he's a genius when it comes to writing. And everybody says, all the hammer-on stuff that he does, yeah, that's awesome. It's amazing. But Ed just has this knack of his rhythm guitar playing is just as impressive, if not more, than his lead guitar playing. And he's just got the way he picks out his progressions and his chord changes. For a guy that claims he never read music, the dude knows his way around a fretboard pretty freaking well, and he knows what sounds good,
Well, I mean, I would say that's all because of the piano.
Right.
Because I was saying this the other day, if you look at a piano, there's really, there's the sections are all about this long. They're just all there's the piano, there's the if you look at a keyboard, it's set up like that. It's all the same notes. It's all the same notes, just different octaves.
Right. A B C D E F G, A B C D E F G.
On a piano, you can do all up and down, everything. Once you learn that, because that's something I'm realizing now, looking at the piano, you can apply that to the fretboard in the same way.
Yeah.
And so definitely one of the reasons Eddie is who he is, especially on the guitar, 100% is because of the piano.
Oh, easily.
Because he learned he was a piano player. I would think if it was the other way around, it might have been different. But because he learned the piano at such an early age and was able to fool his teachers, learning all those piano competitions, back in the day at Pasadena City College or wherever it was, that's definitely it's related to the guitar, and all that stuff that he does on the guitar 100% is because of him, because he can play the piano.
Absolutely.
And I totally, now that I'm playing the piano, I get it. I understand it. I understand it.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
Well, Dutchie just said too a second ago. Yeah, that's what thrash metal says, just 12 notes. And Dutchie says he was waiting for the Amsterdam version and they pulled it. Yeah, they did. It was on the news desk and they ended up pulling everything, which was kind of unfortunate. I understand why, but it was too bad because it really was awesome. But he also asks, is there an isolated track for Dirty Movies? Yes, and it's right on YouTube. I have it. Just get on, just type in Van Halen isolated tracks on YouTube and you'll see Dirty Movies is one of them. I have a question for you, Johnny, and I actually have a question for everybody out there watching. We're kind of switch gears talking about piano, and I understand piano from a very, very, very basic sense. A B C D E F G, A B C D E F G, and I can sit down and I can play Jump, I can play When It's Love, I can play Love Walks In, and I can figure out some piano riffs. I even know how to play the riff to Right Now on piano, but I've never played piano and I really have no idea what I'm doing. But I do understand, what I do know is that piano and guitar are very closely related. And as I get older, my appreciation for music continues to grow and sounds and all that kind of cool stuff. So I'm looking to, actually, just so you guys know, I hooked up with my original guitar teacher that taught me how to play guitar. I took lessons from him for 1 year. Way back in 96, it was like 24, whatever years ago when I started playing guitar. And I took lessons from him for about a year. And that's when I was getting into the painting, the Van Halen guitars and all that stuff. Well, I obviously never learned how to read. And I still don't really care if I learn how to read music per se. But what I never really learned that much of was the theory aspect of things. I kind of know I know what key E is and A is and stuff like that. And I know some basic stuff. But I just hooked up with him, and once every 2 weeks, he's an amazing guitarist. He's a big rock guy. He's a blues guy. I'm going to be taking, and he's been playing for, probably twice as long as I've been alive. I'm going to start taking lessons from him for an hour every couple of weeks, and I'm going to focus on, theory and stuff. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm not necessarily looking for technique as much as I am, showing me a little bit more how to unlock the musical aspect of the guitar. But I also would like to get into taking some keyboard lessons because that's a big interest to me. My question for you guys is this, and Johnny, you can help me out. I don't have my keyboard anymore. I used to have a Casio keyboard, and I was looking for a keyboard synthesizer. I'm not looking for any, $5,000, $800 unit. I'm looking for a decent sounding synthesizer that can make some of these really cool sounds, like the "Why Can't This Be Love" sound. And I found a Roland. I'm just going to show you guys what this was. I missed out on the auction. It was only $300, and I wanted to ask you guys if this is a decent keyboard synthesizer. The Casio one I had just wasn't really that good. It was a here is it? It was under my watch list here. Okay, this was the keyboard that I was looking at. It's a Roland. Now, what does it say? Roland. So I missed out on it. What the hell is it? Roland GAIA-SH01 keyboard. It was like $300. So if I was able to get something like that, would that be something decent to get some of the jump sounds, the "When It's Love" sounds, the "Why Can't This"? It's a synthesizer. Will it? I'm not looking for the Sunday afternoon in the park stuff per se, but just the kind of the cool '80s sounds. Is that something that would work for what I'm looking for?
It could. It could. I mean, what you can do is you can search YouTube for that keyboard, and I'm sure there'll be demos of somebody showing all the different sounds.
Oh yeah, actually, I never thought of that. I should do that. Yeah,
I'm sure of that. Actually, what I have,
What's up, Brett?
I'll show you what I have. Hey, Brett. Actually, I'll be right back. I gotta get it. I'll show you guys Rob.
Yeah,
here.
I'd love
I'll be right back.
Check it out.
Let me grab. I'll grab my keyboard real quick.
But yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Have something like that. Figure place with Van Halen. I keep losing my chat every time. Let's see. So what else we got? Joey says, or Joe Hervey says, crazy audio. Sampler controller. Yeah. should be able to get the standard keyboard for $100 on Craigslist. Yeah, I mean, I've had a Casio keyboard for years. I'm looking for something with a synthesizer, so it's got some more cool sounds. I'm not just looking for just a basic Casio style keyboard. I don't really want to spend, you know, a ton of cash, but it would be nice to have something that has, you know, just some cool sounds and some decent features. That'd be kind of neat. I would kind of enjoy that, you know. But if you ever want to sell the Flying Ed poster behind you, please let me know. Yeah, yeah, that was a hard one to find. I've had that one for a long time. Yep. That's been a great poster. I actually picked up a couple of original Kramer posters a few weeks ago too. The one where Ed's holding a Kramer Beretta, the white Beretta with the Holy Grail, so to speak. It's a remake. It's not the real one, but it's pretty cool. So, but yeah, I like to eventually, when I get out of this house or this apartment and I get back into a house again, been, you know, kind of financially recovering for the last 4 years of being divorced. We'll get back into a house again, you know, and I have my martial arts dojo and everything set up like I want it. And I'm going to have a guitar room again, and I'll have everything will all be, you know, displayed on the walls. And right now I got this room, and everybody that comes in here, they're like, whoa, that's insane. There's like guitars all around you and everything. It is cool, but I'm kind of, it's jammed in here. It's really tight. So it's going to be nice, you know, hopefully here pretty soon to have, you know, have an area there. I can have everything, you know, pretty much all the guitars on the wall, and, you know, have all the pictures and the posters. Everything will be framed still, and, you know, set it up like a real kind of like a, you know, guitar room museum type setup, you know, the Van Halen spot. But yeah, it's a tough poster to find. You can find them. Just keep looking on eBay, Dutchie. They are there. Actually, I just saw that exact poster on eBay about maybe 2 months ago. They go for kind of a high premium. They're not cheap, but matter of fact, I think I got that one 15 years ago, and I think I paid $80 for it at the time. All right, Johnny's back.
There we go. There we go.
I was like, oh, not again. Not again. I can't hear you. I got to jump out and jump back in.
No, I took Howie out, and then I had to go looking for Ned because he's starting to explore now. So he like
Ned,
because you saw
flies in the.
You guys that didn't see him yet, but yeah, Rob, you saw him jumping in and out of that window there, right?
He flew over the window. I'm like, whoa, Johnny, a squirrel just ran in your house. He's like, no, that's Ned.
That's
I'm
Ned,
like, oh, Ned the cat. Yeah. What does Howie think of Ned? Does Howie like Ned?
He tolerates him. He tolerates him, but Ned loves Howie. He loves him. Hey, Julia. Welcome. But yeah, this is what I use. This is something I use right here. You might want to consider getting this, actually. It's called the iRig.
Oh, look at that.
iRig Keys Pro. And
nice.
You can hook this. Yeah. You can hook this into your. Oh, see, there he is.
There's Ned. There's Ned. What's up, Ned?
Sorry, Ned. The window's shut. I shut the window because I have to leave soon. I have to head to the studio in a little bit, and I don't.
Ned's pissed.
I don't want him outside because he's learning to explore. Like he was like in the back area that's fenced. Although now he's exploring. He's like he's like walking around the house and stuff, which is fine. Right. That's what we want him to do. But I don't want to leave him out there alone when I'm gone.
No, not at all.
You know, so because and this is all brand new to him as well. Yeah, so he might be a little weird now, but yeah, it's cool. But yeah, anyway, this is what I use. We were talking about keyboards, and Rob, you might want to look into this actually.
Yeah.
It's called the iRig Keys Pro.
Yep.
And this, it's just a controller. And this you hook up to your iPad. And all the sounds that you would get would be through the iPad, through different like GarageBand. If you have GarageBand. Yeah. It controls GarageBand. It actually can control a lot of different keyboard programs, you know,
So you can pretty much, you can pretty much get whatever sound you want out of something like that, depending on what kind of program you use. That's that's actually even a better deal.
The sounds aren't in here at all.
Right.
I mean, without a brain, as you would call it, like the iPad or even an iPhone, you can run anything from your iPhone, and it just hooks up. I've had this thing for about 4 or 5. I've had this thing for about 5.5 years, 5 years or something. It hooks up right there. There might be a newer version of this actually. But yeah, without your iPad or your iPhone, this is just a worthless piece of crap. But with the iPad or the iPhone, this is great. And it's pretty decent sized keys. It's like regular well, hang on.
I'm back. No, my Wi-Fi kicked off again, so I'm back now.
Oh, okay, that's what's going on.
That is awesome. Look at that. How heavy is that? It looks like it's wicked light.
It's not super light, but it's not super heavy.
So is that what you play with, like when you do your lessons, when you do like your keyboard stuff now, your piano lessons?
No, I use the real piano.
Oh yeah.
I actually go somewhere and use an actual piano, but anyway, yeah, you might want to look into this though, man.
Oh, okay. iRig Pro keys. Okay.
Yeah. Do you have an iPhone?
Yes. Yep.
And you have an iPad. I mean, that's what you're on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty Mac based. My iPad, my iPhone, and even my my desktop downstairs is a Mac. A Mac desktop.
Actually, I mean, I've got a MacBook Pro right here. Actually, where the? Let me see if I can plug this in and show you some sounds.
Yeah.
Real quick, let me think of where the cable is. I'll be right back again, real quick.
All right. Trying to remember how that secret solo goes. It's something like that. I can't remember, but I keep jumping around trying to remember how to play different things. But I think it was something like that. And then it goes. So let's check the questions. What else we got here while Johnny's doing that? Yamaha, I got to scroll back a little bit. You guys have been talking while we were messing around. Julia says she likes the iRig. Does it Bluetooth to your iPhone? Brett says, I'm sure it does. Well, actually, I don't know if it would be a plug-in or not. Maybe it does have a Bluetooth. I don't know. That'd definitely be a question for Johnny. We can ask him when he gets back. Jimmy Carr says he's got a Yamaha. Jimmy, is that a synthesizer though? I'm looking for a synthesizer. I don't just want a keyboard. I had a Casio keyboard. I'm looking for a synthesizer, something that has some cool sounds to it. Dale says I have the IK multimedia monitors and they're fantastic for the size. Thrash metal. I'm against piano and metal personality. Yeah. I've been looking at the keyboards, but they all seem to be made more for Apple products, and you're an Android guy, yeah. Yeah, some keyboards you can load patches in through. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Hey, what's up, Caleb? Nerd Halen is here. What's new? Yeah, we're just talking. Johnny just went to hook up his keyboard, and we've just been kind of messing around and talking about Van Halen and guitars and stuff and all that fun stuff. So that was awesome, Caleb, watching a week ago or a week and a half ago, whatever it was, your son's birthday party. That was so cool. I liked his cake. looks like he liked it too. That was kind of neat. How is his martial arts stuff going? Is he? I think I still see some videos of him doing the flying sidekicks and stuff on the bag and hitting the pads and stuff. So it looks like he's still actively training, I would imagine, which is really, really cool. Too bad I wasn't a little bit closer. I'd love to have him in my class. I have a children's class too. So here he is. Johnny's back.
There we go. Come on. There we go. Yeah, sorry. I can't find the cable. The cable I could find is this one. This goes to an older like iPhone, and that iPhone, the battery's not. This
Caleb says, "Hey Zeke, I want to check the keyboard on Why Can't This Be Love?" Yeah, exactly. Sammy, shut up. Sammy says something like, "I can't. It's against my religion not to talk," or something. I think he said that. Hey Johnny, we had a question from. Or you had a question. I can't remember who asked it. Well, I can't find it. But the question was, does that hook up through Bluetooth also, or just cable?
This thing?
Yeah. Can you use it with Bluetooth?
I don't think so. I think it's just cable.
Oh,
I think. Okay. And I've got my old iPhone. My old iPhone 4. Like that case?
That's a keyboard. It's a keyboard.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah. This is my iPhone 4. This was my iPhone from 6 years ago. I had this is dedicated to this. See, it has the
yeah, it's got the old school plug.
Yeah, that plugs into that. Thing's dead though. Actually, it's telling me it's dead. Look at that.
Yeah.
If I could charge this for if I could get this thing to turn on, I could turn this on, but yeah, iRig is cable. That's right, Frank. I don't have a charger for this though. I don't have a. Got so many weird cables around here though. But next time, I'll plug this in at some point. You guys can hear it. And but anyway, Rob, I would definitely I would consider the iRig keys, because it's actually it's a normal size. The keys are normal size.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's not a bad, it's an octave basically. Sorry, Ned.
Yeah.
I shut the window, Ned, because I have to head to the studio soon.
Ned's pissed. He's back again.
I don't want him outside until I'm gone.
Ned came back. Now he's still pissed. He's like, "Damn, the window's still shut." He took off.
Oh, he was exploring out. When I took Howie out that last time, we walked around, and there's a pickup truck. There's an old, huge pickup truck that's parked right out there. It's my neighbor's. Ned, I go out there. I'm like, Ned, Ned. Nedward.
Nedward. Come on, mother, you take this mother home.
And he's like, yeah, it's 2:00. Go out. Remember that?
Oh man, it's only 2:00. I'm going back to bed. Oh, my dog Remy, he just got hit by a car. Yeah, sorry, I can't make it. Oh, really? 5150. Yeah.
Man, that video. You guys don't know what we're talking about. Yeah, that's that Sammy Hagar song, Hands and Knees.
That's a great song too. I love that.
Van Halen was in the music video. Van Halen was actually in the video. Yeah. I have that on VHS tape. I have a promo copy of that on VHS.
Goes Ned again.
From way back in the day. Yeah. He's frisky now. He's chasing his tail.
When Johnny and I first started the video, right before we went live, I see this thing dart into the window and jump off the couch. I'm like, I literally thought there was like a fisher cat or like some critter like ran in Johnny's house. He's like, "Oh, that's just Ned." Now he's trying to get back out and he can't get out. Real quick, Caleb said, I asked Caleb a question on his son, Shen. I guess he's taken a month off from martial arts, from karate, starting soccer. Very, very cool. But made a cool video of his progress. One quick thing, Caleb, and you probably already know this, and this is something that just from a father talking to a father, just my opinion and nothing more. I've been doing martial arts now for almost 34 years and teaching for 27, 28. And I was always a sports kid going through high school too. I was always football, soccer, basketball, baseball. And when I started doing martial arts when I was, I don't know, like 15 or something like that, I always played sports too. And so I would take time off here and there, you know, for the seasons. And I really think that's very, very, very important, especially for the younger kids. There's nothing wrong with having martial arts or gymnastics or dancing, guitar, whatever it is. But I really think
guitaring,
guitaring. But I really think for the younger kids, like his age, boy or girl, whatever they're into it, this is the important time of their lives. And I did this, my ex-wife and I did this with my kids, and it paid off. This is when exposing them to as much as you can with, you know, sports, martial arts, art, you know, guitar, anything that they're interested in. The more exposure they have to a bunch of different things, the more versatile of a background it gives them, and it builds them a really strong foundation. So even though, you know, martial arts might be his main thing, maybe it's not, I don't know, but whatever his main thing is, as they get older, they can focus more and more and more on that, but they've had a chance to kind of experience and become comfortable with a bunch of other stuff. Because I've seen so many kids, parents, you know, they, especially with the little guys, and it's not my business, so I shut my mouth, but it drives me nuts. It's like, you know, they just let that kid do that one thing, and the child never has a chance to really experience everything else because they're so young. Their little brains haven't developed yet, neither have their bodies. So that's why it's so important. And the kids that I have in my martial arts school, my children's class, that is, not my adult class, obviously, but I always encourage the parents, hey, you know, if they need to take a couple of months off for basketball season or soccer or whatever it is, doesn't necessarily have to be a sport, do it. Because when they come back, they're gonna want to learn that much more. They're gonna be, you know, they're gonna pick so much more up. So that's great. That's awesome. I'm glad he's doing soccer. That's a great sport too. Unmop says, Edward, come on, let's jam. John, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. You can hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm here. I do have to split very
Yeah, I gotta go too.
very soon. I gotta head to the studio myself. Actually, maybe I'll take that keyboard with me. I'm glad I found these, actually. This is something I used to use years ago, you guys. I haven't used these in a lot of years. I should actually probably actually, I've got a friend of mine that I'm actually gonna get him copies of these. They're called Drums on Demand. I've had these things since like 2005, and they're loops.
Oh,
They're actual drum loops, and they're CDRs. Yeah, that's how long I've had these things. There's country. There's I don't know what that is. There's rock. All kinds of different stuff. But if you listen to some of my demos, you know, some of the stuff that I have from years ago, it's all this stuff, the drums, and they're actually the drums are actually played. But I've got a friend of mine who was needing some drum loops recently, and I'm glad I found these they were in there. I think I'm gonna throw them on a thumb drive and give them to this friend of mine because I think he needs them.
No, that's cool. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything else real quick?
I was just going to say, I never said it on your show, but Johnny, you know I went, but Hubbs and I went and saw the real Frankenstrat at the Met. And that was
How was that?
was just awesome. Oh, it was awesome.
Are you still just like like you can't believe it?
Yep. I was able to actually find some things that I needed to tweak on mine. And it was amazing. You know, it's the whole ride down there to, well, it's only 3.5 hours. It's not that far, but into New York City from my place in Massachusetts, Hubbard and I were going, and it was a great time because we had a whole 2 full days. We were going to hit the Met in the morning. Then we hung out with Adam Reavers, with him at his place at Futon, hung out with him for a couple hours. He showed us some amazing stuff, some really, he showed us some stuff that I can't even talk about, but it was just insane. Great guy, awesome. And then we went to Scott Smith's house, spent the night at Scott's museum, which was really awesome because that's the stuff that got me into doing this back 20-something years ago. Scott was the man. I mean, he was the guy with the collection. So seeing his stuff was just phenomenal. But the Frankenstein guitar was so cool. You go into the Met, and you know, it doesn't look like the kind of place that would be a rock and roll, you know, exhibit, so to speak. And you go in, and there's this play it loud exhibit, you know, and there's all these statues and all the other stuff that normally you'd see at the Met. But then you walk in there, and it's like, whoa, that's pretty damn cool. So there's the Frankenstrat, and it's behind the glass, and the guitar that we've all looked at and, you know, Googled over all these years. And I was amazed at how well of a job Nick did on mine, because Nick just redid mine. It's great. It's incredible. But when you're looking at this guitar, there it is. You know, I mean, it's, and I'm not trying to geek out on it. I mean, I've seen Eddie Van Halen guitars, and like the Vetus guitar. I've seen the Neptune, and those are awesome, and I love those. But when you see the actual Frankenstrat, the one that actually did it, you know, that's pretty special. And the only thing I want to say is it looked a lot pinker than I thought it would. It almost looked pink, like it looks like this. Don't get me wrong, but like it was very like, and pictures don't do it justice. I mean, you even on here, I mean, you can see. If you saw this guitar in person, it would look a little bit different, but you're looking at it and it's very shiny. So there's no doubt in my mind there was some form of a clear coat on that guitar, because paint of that age, that old Schwinn high performance type paint they were using, would not still have that shiny quality that it after what, 40 years or 30 something, whatever, 30 something years. It wouldn't have that. There's definitely some form of a gloss on that guitar, and it's not just the light shining down through and behind the glass.
It's 40 years.
There's
he
some
painted
kind
that
of
guitar red 40 years ago.
Exactly, and he did use that high, you know, that high performance type Schwinn paint. But, and I know and being out in the sun all those years and live and everything, I know the guitar's lighting up, but it looked just like this. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but it was very pinkish. It was just a pink looking color, and it had a shine to it. It was like, holy crap, how is this thing so shiny? But it was cool. I mean, every little cigarette burn and nick, and I mean, I got pictures on my phone that would blow your mind, like right up close. You could put your phone right up to the glass. And if you guys get on my Instagram, Facebook page or something, let me just show you real quick before we jump off. I'll just show you a couple of quick pictures of it that I did take, and hopefully you can see them on this. But it was awesome. And seeing Stevie Ray Vaughan's Strat was amazing. Scott Smith did an amazing job. Him and Adam did an amazing job at the for the exhibit, for the 78 exhibit. Here's me at Scott Smith's house playing his double neck. This is a couple of weeks ago. That's awesome. That was amazing. Scott just had an incredible, you know, here's a picture of, I can find the three of us together.
Is anybody looking for one of those double, you know, the OLP double necks?
Yeah.
Are any of you guys looking for one of those? Because I know where one is.
Well, I might be looking for one. Here's the three of us, Adam and Hubbs and I hanging out at the Futon. Go ahead, John.
Cool. The other day I was at a shop and they had one of those OLP double necks. It was Sunburst.
Yeah.
But if any of you guys are looking for one of those, I can tell you where it is.
Yeah. This here's the top horn of the Frank. Those are the eye bolts with the washers welded. And I just did a run of those. And some of you guys that are watching this might have purchased a couple of them. That's what these are right here. They're the eye bolts with a welded washer with the set screw holes. And that's what Ed has on there. And let's see, let me show you a couple of the pictures. Here's a picture that I took, right up close. You can see, these pictures, they look just like they do in the magazines, but when you're looking at it right up close, I mean, there's one I want to show you. It's just insane. Like, here's the back of the body. You can tell, the holes. You can see the little metal screw sticking out where the strap screw piece busted off. I mean, I just have so many pictures of the stuff that I took, and it was just amazing to see that guitar and just the pickup and every little thing. The thing definitely is trashed. It really is, and it was just awesome. And all the other guitars, I enjoyed Kurt Cobain's Smash Strat. I enjoyed seeing Eric Clapton's Blackie. That was awesome. Jimmy Page's stuff. There's one thing I didn't realize. I don't know, Johnny, if you knew this. When you get right up and you see Kurt Cobain's smashed black Strat, where the neck's busted off, it says a little write-up, and it says he broke that, smashed it in 1993, which would have been about a year before he passed, because I remember Kurt Cobain died in 94. It says there that he did that in honor of Eddie Van Halen, who was in the audience watching that show. Did you know that?
I do remember there was a show somewhere where Eddie was there.
Yeah, and it says Kurt smashed that guitar in honor of Eddie Van Halen, who was in the audience. That's what it says right there in the write-up.
Does it say where the show was?
Let me see.
Did you take a picture?
I did, but I just got to see if I have it.
Let me see. I do remember, and this was again years before the internet. One of my sister's friends. I don't know how he knew that. This was in 1993 or 94.
Yeah, that's the guitar. That's the picture I took. But unfortunately, I don't have I didn't take a picture of the write-up on it. Oh well.
It was in L.A. at the LA Forum. Dutchie.
It might have been.
Halen man. It was in L.A. Okay.
Okay.
A friend of my sister's. This was back in 93 or whatever that was. We were at our house. And he comes over and he's like, Johnny, Eddie Van Halen was at the Nirvana show. It might have been like the next day, Yeah.
He's
like, Eddie Van Halen was at the Nirvana show, and he wanted to play on stage with Nirvana. He wanted to play on stage with them and stuff.
Yes, I remember hearing that now that you mentioned. Yeah, he wanted to play with Nirvana. And they said no or something, right? Didn't they say no?
I don't remember. But this friend of my sister's told me this, and this is before the internet. So I don't know how he knew. Maybe he was there. Maybe a friend of his was there. Wow. Yeah, I remember hearing that now. Yeah, he told me that, and I'm like, wow. And then years later, Nirvana, Pat Smear, he confirmed it. Years later, he basically told the same story that my sister's friend told me.
Yeah. So there's got to be be something there. Yeah.
Anyway,
in there.
Why is that frozen? Okay. It's the second time this week that's happened. See, that's why you don't stand up.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
All right. I got to get out of here. It's just after noon here. And I got to get down to the studio. I got to text a friend of mine. But Rob, great talking to you, man. Wow, it's been 2 hours.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
It's been 2 hours here. Music Monday now.
Well, when you just don't hang up right away, I got to tell you one thing, Johnny, before we're done.
All right, you guys. See everybody tomorrow. Techmore on Tuesday with Mancuda. Nesdal. And we'll see you guys.
Caleb, that's what I heard too. That's what I heard as well.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. Yes. See you tomorrow, Tony. See you, Lenny Lou. See you, Dutchie 50. Simon Williams, Phil Mosley Music. Thrash Metal, Nerd Halen Upside Down. Brett McCord. Dale Palmer. Hey, man. Everybody, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe. Click the bell so you can be a part of the notification squad. Every time there's content on the channel or liveness.
For those of you guys that jumped in halfway through the show or 3/4, go back and watch the whole show, because I did go through, when Johnny took a break for a little while, I did go through a few guitars that I showed a few guitars that some of you guys might not have seen before.
Oh, okay.
And there's definitely some really cool stuff coming. So stay tuned on Johnny's channel, on mine, and whatever.
Awesome. What's your channel, real quick?
Rob's EVH Guitars and Fitness /FA TV.
Okay. Awesome. Let me see. Let me see if I can.
And if you guys can follow me on Instagram or whatever. Well, Johnny, Johnny subscribes to my page. Johnny knows.
Yeah. Or can you say hi in the chat? Do you have the chat there open?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Actually, I'll put it right in the chat.
There we go.
Zoom in. Is that even say? All right. Zoom in. It's an echo. All right, here we go. Hello. All right. So I just posted in the chat, guys, so you'll see that's my page. So jump on, subscribe to that if you want to, and
there he is.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Okay.
And there's a lot of videos I've done over the last maybe year or so, and get into a lot of details on some of the geeky parts of Edwards guitars. So
awesome. Yeah, and check out Nerd Halen's. Check out Nerd Halen's rig video.
Yeah.
Also, which is right there.
I gotta say, I'm really digging Caleb's stuff, his live shows, and that pool party he did was just so cool. Running around at the pool party playing jump. He's just walking around. That's awesome.
He woke somebody up.
That's kind of pool party I'd like to go.
He woke somebody up. I remember. Okay. All right, we're gonna say goodbye. And
goodbye, everybody. Take care. The new Van Halen tattoo.
Oh my goodness.
And yes, it did hurt like hell, but it was.
It looks like it still hurts
every second of it. Oh. So it's still a little raw.
Oh my goodness.
I'm striped to the bone. Striped to the bone.
Okay, you guys. We'll see you guys later.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Great to see all you guys.
See you guys tomorrow. Tech More on Tuesday. So make sure you show up for that. And yes. All right. Rock on. Bye.
Bye.
Johnny Beane TV. Bye. Oh, hey, Ned. Ned's here. There he is. Oh, there he is. Oh, finally. Finally, it's a cat video, and now we're ending. We're about to go viral. There they are. And again, that Wolfgang will be operational probably next week. Next week.
I can't wait to see that.
We'll be going. So, yeah, I can't wait to play that either, man.
I love the color. That's like a charcoal, isn't it?
It's a stealth. That was my old stealth. Remember, I had the stealth with the maple neck.
I do now. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I do now. Yeah.
Yeah. I had that bridge ripped off and put on the naked Wolfgang, as they call it.
Right. Yep.
So this thing's been
the natural one.
This thing's been hasn't been in use for a couple years now.
Mm-hmm.
But I got the bridge. I should have said this an hour ago. I got the bridge from John Storms Guitars, and then the pickups. I might need pickups. Might need Wolfgang pickups. If anybody has Wolfgang pickups, send me a message. And all right. And there's Ned. There he is. And Howie. Tessie Switch.
Nice T-shirt.
Thank you.
Ned.
There he is. Finally, he's there. Oh, is he gonna?
He's gonna fall on Howie. He's gonna fall on
What's
Howie.
gonna happen?
Look at him. He's looking at Howie.
He's gonna roll it into a blanket and go to sleep.
He's gonna roll on top of Howie in a minute here, I think.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's a great cat.
He's cool. Apparently, he's a tattoo.
I still love how he ran.
He has a tattoo as well on his belly. You know, they tattoo cats now. Yeah, yeah. When
Is
you
that
when
a
you
Van
get them,
Halen tattoo?
when you get them chipped, he's microchipped. He has a microchip, and apparently he's got a tattoo on his belly that says he's fixed or something.
Tattoo.
That's what they do.
Tattoo.
Oh, look, now he's asleep. All right.
Oh, he's raping that blanket, I think.
Oh. All right, I gotta go. All right, see you guys tomorrow.
Have a good one, guys.
More on Tuesday.
We're just holding off to see if Ned falls on top of Howie.
Oh. Oh yeah, he's awesome, man. Hey Ned. Hey Ned. Hi. Hi.
He's like, yeah, whatever.
Oh. Yeah, he's frisky. He wants to go back outside, but yeah, I got to split, and I don't want to leave him outside by himself.
Yeah.
You know.
Because you kind of live on in the sticks, don't you? Kind of like out in the boondocks.
Oh yeah. We're.
Oh, he's going. Here he goes. There he goes.
In the middle of the forest.
Oh, he wants to fall on Howie so bad, but he's just kind of like
Ned. Is it normal for cats to know their name?
Look at him. He just looked at you, and it's not.
Well, he knows his name. Yeah, he knows his name.
Because cats don't respond to commands at all, except if you like like that. But apparently, so does Barney.
Yeah, he listens. He knows his name. He listens to me when I say Ned. When I say Ned, come here. He comes to me. That's how I got him to come inside.
The first cat in history to listen. Oh, there he goes. I can't believe it. Like,
well, he's not allowed to be doing that to the couch. Oh,
he's gonna fall.
Oh!
There he is. That's what I was waiting for. Howie's like, what the hell is that? I'm glad he did it when we were alive.
Ned.
He's got a long tail. Look at Howie. Howie's like, I'm going back to sleep. It's only 2 o'clock.
It's like 2 o'clock. Yeah.
It's only 3:15. I'm going back to sleep. Well, it's 3:15 here.
12:19 here.
12:19. Yeah.
Okay.
Ned. Right. He just looked at me. Ned.
Come here. Ned, come here. Come here. Come here.
He's like, no, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
He knows what you're saying. He's like, F you. But, yeah.
I mean, in real life, we're so close here. He's only right there. It looks further away on the. Actually, we just got this. We got this last night.
Oh yeah, those are great. Yeah, they love that.
Oh, he's right there. Yeah. Okay. There you go. All right. I gotta go. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up. And yeah, rock on. All right. Johnny Beane TV. Bye.
Bye.